My name is Vik, and today I've brought you some absolutely terrifying true stories sent by our subscribers. These aren't fiction. These are real encounters that will make your blood run cold. 2-7. So buckle up, share with your friends, and prepare yourself for stories that will haunt your dreams. Without further delay, let's dive into these spine-chilling tales. My name is Marcus, and this is a completely true incident that happened to me and my friend Jake exactly 2 years ago. We were guarding our cornfields from wild animals, as usual. It was nearly midnight when I told Jake, "Come on, friend, I'm getting really sleepy. Let's go sleep on the platform." You see, in those days, Jake and I slept on the farm every night because animals had been destroying our crops. We'd built a wooden platform to sleep on while keeping watch. That particular night, after climbing up and lying down, Jake suddenly said, "Hey Marcus, did you hear that sound?" I asked him what kind of sound, but I hadn't heard anything. Jake insisted. "It came from those bushes over there." Sounded like someone screaming. He felt there was someone else besides us in the darkness. I told him to relax and go to sleep. Around 2 a.m., I woke up to the sound of someone groaning. Jake was already awake. He said it was the third time he'd heard it. We listened carefully, and the sound was definitely coming from the bushes. I called out, "Who's there? Come out." The groaning stopped, and we saw a figure emerging from the bushes, walking slowly toward us. Jake flashed his torch on the approaching figure, and what we saw made our hearts stop. The man's feet were completely backwards, twisted and upside down. The creature came very close to our platform. Jake's torch slipped from his trembling hands and fell to the ground. Our voices were stuck in our throats from pure terror. Our bodies turned ice cold as this demonic entity circled our platform, making horrible sounds. After what felt like an eternity, the creature suddenly vanished with a loud shriek. Jake and I ran home with our lives, breathing freely only after reaching safety. For many days, we didn't dare return to the fields at night. Gradually, word spread throughout our village about this wandering spirit. Many villagers had seen it roaming deserted places at night, though it hadn't harmed anyone. Then one day, during a drain cleaning project, we discovered a decomposed body in our village's dry drainage canal. The corpse had been there for months, clearly murdered and dumped. After police investigation and proper last rites, the sightings of the wandering spirit suddenly stopped. Our villagers believe it was the soul of that murdered man, finally at peace. Whatever the truth, I'm grateful to be alive today, to share this terrifying experience with you all. My name is Samuel, and this true incident happened while I worked at a downtown office. One night, after finishing my shift, I was walking home as usual. My house wasn't far, so I always walked instead of driving. That night, while passing near a massive banyan tree, someone pushed me with tremendous force. I fell hard onto the road, and when I looked up, I saw a thick branch had crashed exactly where I'd been standing moments before. "Die!" Screaming, I looked around but saw no one. I couldn't understand who had pushed me with such strength. Then my eyes fell on the banyan tree's thick branches, and what I saw made every hair on my body stand up. Hanging upside down from the tree was a witch. As soon as she saw me looking, she began cackling loudly, her eyes glowing like an animal's in the darkness. Seeing this horrifying sight, I ran home as fast as possible, screaming all the way. The witch's terrifying face haunted me all night. I couldn't sleep at all. The next day, when I told my neighbors, they laughed and didn't believe me. Rather than argue, I went to my office and requested a schedule change. My manager switched me to day shifts from 6 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., so I never had to pass that tree at night again. I never encountered the witch again, but just 2 months ago, a man from my neighborhood was found hanging from that same banyan tree. While others believe he committed suicide, I'm convinced that Wandering Witch was responsible for his death. I'm planning to move away from this area very soon. This completely true incident changed my perspective on the supernatural forever. My name is Tyler, and this completely true incident happened to me last September. I work for Tony's Pizza Palace, and our shop stays open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That night, I was about to close when I received a phone call. A woman's voice ordered 5 large pizzas for delivery. After noting her address on the city outskirts, she hung up. Though it was past closing time, I prepared the pizzas and headed out on my motorcycle. And the address led me through a desolate, winding road surrounded by thick forests. Ancient trees blocked the moonlight, creating impenetrable darkness. After a long ride, I reached the address. A strange, old mansion, standing completely alone. I honked my horn and got off my bike, but the house was pitch black with no lights anywhere. Despite the mansion's size, no sounds came from within. The entire area was eerily silent, as if I was the only living soul for miles. When no one answered my calls, I shouted, "Pizza delivery! Please come out!" The massive door creaked open, and a woman's voice from inside said, "Come in." Against my better judgment, I entered. Inside was a vast, empty hall shrouded in darkness. Using my phone's flashlight, I called out, "Ma'am, where are you? I need to deliver these pizzas quickly." A woman in a black, shimmering dress descended the stairs and approached me. I extended the pizza boxes toward her, saying, "Please take these and make the payment quickly." But as I looked at her face, her eyes turned completely white, and a demonic smile spread across her features. In a terrifying voice, she hissed, "I'll make the payment, but what good is money after death?" The witch began laughing maniacally. I dropped the pizzas and stumbled backward, screaming. I ran to my bike, but it wouldn't start. Looking back, I saw the horrifying woman approaching, her face twisted with rage. Abandoning my bike, I ran down the dark road with inhuman speed. I could feel something chasing me as I sprinted through the night. Eventually, I collapsed from exhaustion and fainted on the roadside. Ujoid. When I regained consciousness, it was morning. I was lying in the middle of the road, barely able to move. Somehow, I made it home and told my family everything. They were shocked, but believed my account. This absolutely true incident changed my life forever. My name is Daniel, and I'm from a small town called Riverside. A few years ago, I had to travel to Denver for important business. I rented a room for the night, my first time staying there. Exhausted from the day's work, I ate dinner and went to bed early. I fell into a deep sleep almost immediately. It must have been well past midnight when loud knocking on my door woke me up. Sitting up in bed, I wondered who could be visiting at such an hour. I approached the door and opened it to find someone standing about 10 feet away. In the darkness, I couldn't make out their face clearly. I called out, asking who they were and why they were knocking, but they didn't respond. They just stood there silently. I returned to my room, grabbed a flashlight, and shone it on the mysterious visitor. What I saw was a tall man with extremely long, unkempt hair. There was something strange about him. When my flashlight beam hit him, his eyes reflected the light like an animal's. As soon as the light touched him, he started running away. Usual, thinking he might be a thief, I chased after him. But while running, I noticed his feet. They were completely backwards, twisted, and facing the wrong direction. Seeing this, I immediately ran back to my room and locked the door. My throat went dry, and my entire body began shivering. I somehow managed to sit on my bed, but I couldn't sleep due to fear. Then, after some time, the unwanted knocking started again at my door. Tutu. My heart nearly stopped. I just prayed for morning to come quickly. Throughout that endless night, there were many more knocks at my door. Only when dawn broke did the knocking finally stop. As soon as it was morning, I packed my belongings and left that room immediately. Even today, remembering that night makes my heart race. I've told many people about this incident, but most consider it fantasy. However, I'm absolutely certain that what I encountered was definitely a supernatural entity. This completely true incident will stay with me forever. My name is Connor, and I'm a professional truck driver. This true incident happened to me and my co-driver Derek while delivering goods from Portland to Mountain View. Our journey was long, and we didn't realize how quickly day turned to night. Around 9 p.m., having covered most of our route, I decided to park and rest. Derek offered to drive while I slept. Though he wasn't the best driver, the road seemed clear, so I agreed and dozed off in the passenger seat. About an hour later, I woke to a loud crash. The truck was stopped in the middle of the road, and Derek was visibly shaken. "Connor," he said, "I think I hit someone. A man came under the truck. Now." I was furious and demanded to know what happened. Derek explained that he'd seen the same man standing roadside multiple times, realizing it was a ghost. Just as he was about to warn me, the figure appeared directly in front of our truck. Not believing his story, I angrily ordered Derek to check if anyone was hurt. He reluctantly got out and searched around the truck for several minutes before returning to say, "There's nobody here, Connor." Thinking Derek was lying to cover his mistake, I started climbing down to investigate myself. That's when I saw something that made me scream in absolute terror. Behind Derek, a dark figure was materializing into a monstrous ghost. The creature had a grotesque face with long, black hair covering its body. Thick strands of hair hung from its mouth as it let out an otherworldly shriek. I screamed Derek's name, but when he turned around, it was too late. The ghost grabbed Derek's neck and with one swift motion, separated his head from his body. Derek died instantly, writhing in agony. The demon dragged his body into the roadside forest and vanished. I immediately drove away from that cursed spot. Later, other truck drivers told me about a middle-aged man murdered on that highway. His vengeful spirit now roams the road, and Derek was just another victim. 1. This completely true incident cost me my best friend and haunts me every day. My name is Victor, and this true incident happened 3 years ago when I was working as a courier. That night, I was riding my motorcycle to visit my good friend Nathan. Nathan was always there for me in troubled times, and I considered myself a brave person who enjoyed night rides. While riding to Nathan's house, I was having a great time. It was quite late, and the road was completely deserted. No people or vehicles visible anywhere. I was speeding along, enjoying the ride, when I saw a man on the road signaling me to stop. Since the road was so isolated and robberies often occurred in such places, I assumed he might be a thief. The man didn't look right to me. He was unusually tall and strong, wearing black clothes with a red towel covering his face. Only his eyes were visible. What? As I approached him, something strange happened. My motorcycle's speed began decreasing on its own, and when I reached him, my bike suddenly stopped completely. Before I could react, the man sat on my bike without saying a word, and mysteriously, the bike started moving again. Oopsie! I realized I wasn't controlling the bike anymore. Someone else was manipulating my hands on the handlebars. Then, suddenly, the wind blew away the man's towel, revealing his horrifying face. He had no face at all, just hollow sockets with blood-red eyes. After seeing this terrifying sight, my whole body broke out in sweat. I started screaming loudly, my hands and legs trembling with fear. I began losing balance, and the bike started swaying left and right across the road. The motorcycle crashed into a large boulder on the roadside, and I slid across the pavement, becoming unconscious. When I regained consciousness, I was in the hospital. The doctor told me I'd been in a coma for a week and had just awakened on the 8th day. My right leg was severely injured in the crash, and due to extensive damage, the doctors had to amputate it. So much blood had flowed from my body that I was barely breathing. After about a month, I was discharged and returned home. That incident left me unable to walk properly, and I still have terrifying dreams about that cursed night. The Phantom Rider's horrifying face appears in my nightmares, causing many sleepless nights. Today, whenever I'm alone, my soul trembles, remembering that ill-fated encounter. This completely true incident changed my life forever, and I'll never forget that supernatural encounter on the dark highway, Yude. So friends, these were absolutely true incidents that really happened to real people. I hope these stories gave you chills. To listen to such true horror stories every day, don't forget to subscribe to Dark Tales YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for notifications of our upcoming videos. Topple.com. I'll meet you again with more spine-tingling true horror stories. Until then, keep watching, like this video, and share it with your friends. Don't forget to tell us your favorite story in the comment section. Thanks for watching, take care, and sweet dreams.